Hello, everyone. Welcome on over to the Unified Collegiate League. We're in that 2024 Fall Premier League season. We in it. It's fresh. We're in week number 2 already. It feels weird to say that after last week's games, but we're here today with some Rocket League, and I am joined here with the captain himself, Captain Ahsoka. How's it going, man?
It is going absolutely swell because we are once again back for the Unified Collegiate League. We're just running it right now. We've been already pretty busy going through every single esport title that we have. And with that being said, I was really happy to see that Overwatch was running very well yesterday. We had a great day yesterday for Overwatch, but now it's time to get into some good old-fashioned carball.
Yeah, we're getting into the car ball, and I like the fact that you touched onto it. Before we get into today's games, I did want to touch onto it. We actually had a little thing that popped up that we have a little thing to go about, but we're going to go ahead and get off of the pitch here, as it looks like all the players are ready to get into it. We'll touch on that later on today, but Harrisburg University taking on Pennsylvania Western, and both these squads already firing off against each other.
I'll be honest. I've seen HU play. The Storm, again, just a really good esports program that they have there at Harrisburg University. But with Pennsylvania Western, I feel like I recognize 2 of their players. Like, I've seen them play before, right? So, again, I'm kind of torn between these 2 teams. I really want both to succeed.
You know what? I like that. Everybody, you can be winners. JK, no, somebody has to come away as the winner inside this. Right now, Harrisburg already starting things off with a goal to the name already, and they're going to look to continue to keep up that climb to fame. Week number 2, this is where you start to see teams start to take some of that momentum they got inside of week number 1 and run wild with it.
Yeah, but already we're heading back towards the corner here. You can see one chunk of bunk getting ready to take this one out towards the side. Has a little boost to work with as this one goes up on high. Next, can't get the pass to go, and now possession goes to Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, go ahead and trying to get something going for themselves. You look over and it's like, all right, you know what? They got that early goal on us. They got to kind of scramble a little bit. They've had some good bit of control there. Good little centering, but there's the clear. Harrisburg gets the ball away from their side and back onto the offensive.
Yes, and I'm happy to see the Dami. I love seeing, either some old meta vehicles like the Dominus, or sometimes I like seeing non-meta vehicles. It's great to see the Dami every once in a while. You hardly ever see it anymore in the RLCS or, top tier, esport competitions here in Rocket League. But every now and again in the Collegiate, you'll see some remnants of the old meta that once was.
Again, getting that shot lined on up. Got a little bit of a tricky bounce onto it. I wanted to bring up real quick that both of these teams have played 2 games apiece. Both of them on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes down to that. So this is Pennsylvania really looking for that first win for themselves on Harrisburg. 2-0 to start off their season so far. Looking very much so in control. So first look at them on stream, and right now they're looking good. There's a reason why they are 2-0.
Yeah, this team is nothing new to me. I've been seeing the Storm play for quite some time in multiple different leagues, and I got to tell you, they never fail to disappoint. Again, they have a great esports program. It's not just Rocket League that they do well in. The majority of the esports they participate in, they're very consistent, and they come out every single season, and they only get better and better every single time.
Love that. You can see it already consistently just guiding it on up. Check out this flight path here. Just immediately off of one touch. How could it end up like this? It was only one touch. It was only one touch. Polar getting yet again a great goal for themselves.
I know that reference, for the record. Yeah, I got it.
You understood that reference. Got it.
Yeah, in case anyone else missed it, I got it. Like, I was in on that. Like, I thought about it for a second. I was like, I'm pretty sure there was a reference in there. But there was nearly a goal in there for Pennsylvania, but no, it gets blocked and cleared away by HU.
Yeah, good defense. Great look at offense coming out from Pennsylvania Western. They want to find it, but yet again, it goes into the loving arms of Polar. Takes it straight up the Polar Express to the goalpost.
Look at the finesse there. Again, they were playing defense. They were able to get the touch, intercept the pass, take it all the way to the other side of the pitch, and then beat the defender to their own touch. Again, absolutely extraordinary transitional prowess coming from Polar to quickly go just from playing offense, turning it, going from a defensive play and quickly turning it into offense.
Harrisburg getting it back onto the offense. You can see it. Those touches, whenever they're able to get control over the ball, it becomes a troublesome spot. Yet again, Polar on defense. Last time this turned into a scoring opportunity. They're looking to center it on up. You've got your teammate there, but they whiff on the pass. Not going to swing that one into the net today. But now Pennsylvania, they're back on offense. Polar was there. Net's there as well. And now with the ball centered up, possible scoring opportunity, but nobody in position.
Oh, I mean, next looked like they were in position, but I got to give it to the defense from Pennsylvania on that one, because that was looking like a nutty redirect was about to happen. But they played correctly. They decided to play on the ball instead of trying to play on the player, and they were able to get in between necks in a possible shot. Well done, but you still got to get the job done on offense as Harrisburg University finds another.
Check that out. Just floats it on over, and Polar just gives a little touch to kind of redirect the ball just a little bit, make it float a little bit higher up into the air, last a little longer, and that is just enough for Pennsylvania not to be able to find defense as their ally. A minute and a half left, and dire straits in game number 1 of this best of 5 for Pennsylvania.
Now, you see, this was several seasons ago, but we would call that the preflip gang, right? Like, is the preflip gang still a thing or no? Are we done with that meme? Because, again, if that was an application to the preflip gang, I think it was approved by none other than Polar.
Yes, I think so. You know, it's basic thugonomics. And right now, they're showing some basic caronomics. They're getting in there, and yet again, they're trying to find that one moment. Pennsylvania Western keeps having these nice moments where I'm like, ooh, and it's just like, just not right. It's not right there. And Harrisburg University has done such a phenomenal job of being able to play that defense and transition straight to offensive moments.
I mean, right now, I'm just seeing too much sauce coming from the side of Harrisburg. I mean, not only are they keeping possession, but, you know, they're keeping possession away from Pennsylvania. Like, whenever they get a touch, you know, they just hold on to it, whether it be in the air or on the ground. They truly have a lot of mechanical prowess in order to maintain ball possession and just run out the clock.
Yeah, it's just interceptions that keep happening too, right? Like, you see that just immediately halting all the momentum. Bowler getting a demo, trying to play a little bit of twisted metal beforehand. As we're finishing up this round number 1. One more goal possible. Caps Lock Man says you will not shut us out. 1 goal scored, but I'm sorry, you need about 4 more to be able to go into overtime. So beautiful setup. They finally got that moment from a centered up ball that they've been looking for all game long, but that's gonna have to just be the confidence booster going into game number 2.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna throw it out there. Twisted Metal was like peak car game in the 90s, for the record. If you weren't there, you had to be there. Like, Twisted Metal, again, peak car game for the 90s, and a little bit in the 2000s as well. But with that being said, Harrisburg University is playing peak car ball today as they managed to get a round 1 win on the board, and dominatingly so. And you know what? I knew I seen this team somewhere before. I knew it. Like, the players were too familiar. I'm thinking to myself, could this possibly be those same players? Because I'm thinking, well, I was thinking because I really thought they would have graduated college by now, but it's good to see that they're still at university.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things that you actually get from Rocket League's a big one for this, but you get to find these players who are still getting their degree, of course, and whatnot, but they're playing at such a high level, and then you're all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, y'all are still balling, right? Like, you see this all the time too, right? We've seen it with other esport titles as well, where we've seen some players even retire and start going into collegiate play and whatnot. It is the source line for a lot of times where you go into a game and you do the like Leonardo DiCaprio meme of like, wait a second, I know that guy. You know, you're pointing up to the screen and whatnot, and you know what? You're right. You do know that guy. So Harrisburg, game 1 up. Pennsylvania Western, though, just because the wall is tall doesn't mean that they are not going to try to scale it. They have came prepared. They want to make sure they got that omnidirectional maneuver gear ready to go to be able to scale up this wall.
Yeah, not to mention, dude, I've been debated in the past too. I'll be like, oh, look at that, it's Garrett G. And it's like, no, it's not. It's just someone with the same name as Garrett G, right?
With the same name.
Like, do you know how many Justins there are in the world? There's a lot. Regardless, though, I've been debated in the past, but it's good to see that this is the real deal, Polar and T. Carell. But with that being said, we are already underway here in game number 2. Let's see if Pennsylvania has what it takes to answer back.
Well, they got a goal. That's a good part to start things off for them. And you can see they actually have a game plan they're trying to work with. They had somebody actually try to hang back behind the ball looking for a centered up pass, but Pennsylvania Western not able to find that key moment yet. Again, interception on the ball, pass it on back, right off the wall, looking for a scoring opportunity. But there's little fella coming on in, making sure that that goal remains safe. And caps lock, man, screaming through the sky. Ah, he says, as he's trying to look for that goal.
I mean, so far so good, but once again, we're just seeing Pennsylvania play a lot of defense, right? And, you know, that's to be understood because, again, you're getting a high shot count coming from Harrisburg. They're constantly putting shots on target, but kudos for Pennsylvania for turning that one around and getting the early lead over HU.
Okay, check it out. On the backside, they got the demo, but at what cost? What did it cost you? It cost you the lead inside this second game. Pennsylvania Western find that moment to just weasel them way on past it, say, you know what, there's explosions, there's fires, you know what, that's cool. I don't need to deal with any of that. Almost a little bit of a vengeance. That said, okay, my bad. I got a little thirsty inside that last round. This is on me. And then it's trying to turn things back around automatically back on that offense.
Yeah, and that's going to be a huge boost of confidence here for Pennsylvania Western as they continue on to try and hold on to their lead. As you can see, Max now going for the double touch off the crossbar. It's not going to be any good. Little fella gets the 50 out towards the side, slows things down to 10, leaves it, hashtag faking as that one gets cleared off the corner.
Right off of it, and now caps lock, man, they scored. Give their team that confidence boost inside of game number one. Baller almost scoring in there, but is going to be stopped yet again. Dark said, you know what, my hands, they are warm. My fingers are warm. I am here. I'm ready to play, but Harrisburg is not done just yet. They're carrying that ball all the way, coast to coast, baby.
Oh my goodness, this was filthy. I mean, look at this. You got T. Corral, hits the flip reset, gets the aerial bump on little fella, and leaves it an open net for Polar. Again, it doesn't get much better than that. That's peak mechanics and teamwork in the same play.
Yes, absolutely. Money right there is what you call that one. That is something scary, isn't it? It's looking to make it rain inside the post. Trying to get another shot in there. It is a tied up game. Much more competitive, but you can see Harrisburg, they locked themselves in off that.
You know, I remember a time where I was good at this game. I mean, I was never this good, but, you know, it must feel nice. You know what I mean? Like, HU, they got to be feeling really good right about now.
Feeling good about games. Being good at games that you like to play. Very good. But, T. Corral, they're going to just try and themselves on back over here, keep that offense going over. They realize that Pennsylvania Western, they do start to crumble if you leave them on defense for too long. They don't want to let them on offense. They've understood, again, underestimate this team. As you let them take that inch, they will take a full mile there. Hit that gas so quick, won't even be ready to get anywhere near the net to protect it.
Now going up high off the backboard. You can see Kohler looking for their teammate here. Next now goes up, has an opportunity, and passes it back to mid. Hey, that was a good idea. They had the right idea, but the defense, once again, from Pennsylvania Western managed to hold it off.
Yeah, a little, you can even see the little bit of the pumping of the brakes that happened there. Oh, no, the little love tap to bring it on. And that's almost getting it. Little fella, though, going on over to the pole. Says, nuh-uh, get it up out of here when you're not having any of that. And now it is Dark over here. I told you. Give them an inch. They take miles off of this game.
Yeah, they do. And this is what we have seen from HU quite a few times, is that they're so aggressive at that midfield line. That's why we see Pennsylvania Western playing so much defense, is because Harrisburg is constantly charging that midfield line. But if Pennsylvania, whenever they finally get to cross the threshold and break through that midfield line Harrisburg University has, then it turns into fast break goals and HU leaves themselves vulnerable.
Dark has done a great job with these fast breaks. Now they're being forced into a defensive situation. Has been a cornerstone for their offense inside this game number 2. But Polar said, yeah, know what? I'm trying to do the same exact thing. Has been able to find themselves a shot on goal. Has been able to find themselves impossible scoring opportunities. But Harrisburg University, they're not finding that blowout opportunity that they had in the last time. And you can see they tried to go for a little bit of a tricky little pass up in the middle of the sky right there.
My goodness.
Oh.
I envy the confidence that T. Corral has in just flicking towards my own net.
Oh, that was tense. That was tense. That got one person shaking off possible scoring opportunity, but it went off to the side. Now this one's going to float on down off the board. See how beautifully that goes in there, and it's going to be a self-score to say, hey, yo, how about you do this for me? As you can see, they just tap it down. Polar's there, and you can see Dark tries to swing in, but it's just not in the right spot.
That level of precision to me is insane because they had to get the flip reset, then they hit it off the backboard, right? And then they were able to finesse it at such an angle to get such a light touch, but not too much to where you hit the backboard again. That was true finesse. Again, you can't ask for better precision than what we have just seen.
Now, possible scoring opportunity still. They need to get it over to the net. Ball is off of the wall. They got to keep it up in the air. Pennsylvania Western, they want that sudden death, but it has been cleared. Harrisburg University take themselves a 2-0 lead inside this best of 5.
Man, they did it with a little flair too, especially at the end. I still can't get over that shot. It was absolutely insane. And you know what? I'm really happy for Pennsylvania Western because they managed to answer back in a major way. I mean, they only lost by 1 goal. They managed to come back and strike twice against the Storm. And with that being said, it all came off of those fast breaks coming the other way, you know, really taking advantage of those interception passes at the midfield line and then turning that into offense. So again, they do need more ball possession. Let's be fair. I mean, we're seeing a lot of shots being taken by the Storm and they're relying a lot on their defense from the side of Western Pennsylvania. So if they can just take some of that ball possession back and kind of, you know, start shutting down a lot of those shots and start defending more in the air, I think we're going to see an even, if not an even game, but maybe even possibly a Pennsylvania win.
Pennsylvania is not a team that is playing like they had been going 0-2 in the previous leagues, right? I found themselves a little bit more picked up. They look like they're somebody who has this very competent offense. It has been off the back of Dark, and that draws into my question for Pennsylvania Western. Are they going to be able to find, you know, a moment for Dark to be able to continue these aggressive plays where they're able to carry the ball over off of defense? Or are the rest of the members going to find that moment, that ideal situation to be that light in the end of the tunnel? Right now, it's looking a little dark.
Yeah, just a little bit, as this one's going to linger up on high above the Pennsylvania net. Now 50 back towards the other side next. Able to get a full tank of boost. Not going to be able to do much with it. They get bumped out, but that is going to be a good clear coming from the Storm. Goes away the full distance. T. Corral gets the first goal to go.
Coast to coast clear right here. Just go ahead, hit it on. It was sighted, it was targeted. Said, I'll put it right in the corner. Call my shot. Nobody believed them. Everybody owes them money all of a sudden. It is a great thing to see. And you know what? Even if you're not looking for those moments, right? It's one of those things you were just talking about inside of game number 2. Harrisburg leave themselves open sometimes and said, hey, you know what that's like. Here, let's return the favor.
I mean, honestly, I didn't think there was going to be that much spice on the clear. I mean, that was a beautiful pinch coming off the back wall, coming from T. Corral. Ain't really much you could do about that when you get those long pinch clears. Regardless, ball going to be going the other way now here for Harrisburg. Big demos.
Check out
But
Dark.
once again, they leave themselves vulnerable on the other side, and Pennsylvania is able to find a goal.
Yo, somebody mark this man. Who's marking at C? I need somebody to mark him right now if I'm Harrisburg. I'm yelling at my teammates. I'm like, who's looking at him? Look at him. I don't want to see him near that ball, right? You got to have somebody on demo duty when it comes down. You got to have somebody making it feel like they're getting targeted. Caps lock, man. Wait, right off the pitch? Hello?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't even see the cheat up. They did have the cheat up. They went to the side, and the shot came right down the middle. Again, great kickoff coming from Pennsylvania Western, as now they're able to take the lead again over Harrisburg.
Yeah. This is going to go into a really good spot for Pennsylvania University if they can keep up this kind of momentum. But remember what Harrisburg, eye for an eye is what they say here. They saw that score come off the pitch. They said, all right, you know what? We're not going to get right off of the pitch, but we're going to carry it a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of gymnastics with the ball here. We're going to do a little bit of playing around and show you how to float it on into the net. Harrisburg giving a crash course.
Okay, a big pitch that goes all the way across the net. No one to receive it. Polar drops back, tries to play a little defense. The redirect is on, but it will not go in.
That is exactly what they want. They want more of those coordinated plays. Exactly ideal. Missed on the shot opportunity. Crow gets dark at sea off of the field. As they're just sitting here looking over at that Rocket League sticker for a brief moment there. The ball has turned around. Caps Lock Man has taken the momentum, finds another shot on the post, but does not get it. But there you go. It's time. Hello there, little fella.
Yeah, big block out here in the corner. Great pass in the mid. Little fella being able to get the shot to go. Great shot placement there. Nearly fully in that upper 90 corner as now they will take a 3-2 lead over HU. Just under 3 minutes to go. This is one of our higher score, if not the highest scoring game so far of the series.
Already 3-2. They are neck and neck. That is for sure. Pennsylvania Western trying to maintain some form of a lead, but you can see that offense, eye for an eye is what I called it earlier on Harrisburg. They're going to start taking things as a slight at this rate as Pennsylvania Western. They're showing that they are not a team to be slept on. You sleep on them, you might wake up with a nightmare.
Maybe as now another shot will be going from Harrisburg. It gets cleared away. Big demo again. This time coming from the side of Pennsylvania to relieve some of that pressure. Is now little fella again. Gets the tip up, goes up high, goes towards the net, but HU again there on the recovery.
Yes, beautiful recovery coming in. Great interception from Caps Lock Man to actually stall that approach. But yet again, looking for that pass, actually sent it backwards. Bit of an error coming out as there was nobody prepared to be able to send it on backwards. And now Pennsylvania Western, they get control yet again. Centered ball, Harrisburg so quickly. They just grab it one touch later, and Polar is the one scoring. Yet again, the story, it just keeps repeating itself.
Yeah, and a nice midfield pass as well. They just toss it up high, and they know that someone's going to go for it. And that someone was Polar. I mean, they managed to get the touch, and then they just drop it in. I just don't think Pennsylvania Western really thought that one was going to be an absolute dart towards the back of the net, and they just weren't prepared for it.
They were thinking about offense. They were thinking about scoring, right? They are, despite their backs being against the wall, the heels of the feet facing off of the cliff here inside of this game number 3, where if they lose this game, they are done for the night. Best of 5 would be over. They want that extra goal. They want that insurance policy, and they want to cash in on it now.
See next, trying to take that one out, gets denied. Another cross pass there to T. Carell. Great answer off the backboard. Looks for the touch, and now that's going to be a double miss there. Jumped the gun just a tidbit as we have under a minute left to go.
Yes, one goal could be a nail in the coffin between these two sides at this moment in the game. As you, like you were just saying, less than a minute. Don't want to go to sudden death just yet. There you go, bouncing it right off the hood. Would love to see it if you're a Harrisburg fan.
I mean, I'm going to leave this one up to the chat. Calculated or not? I'm going to call that calculated. It looked 100% calculated, to be honest. The angle at which their teammate came in for the pinch, to me, it seems rehearsed. It seems like they've done it many times before. In the pinch, you can't save that. A pinch in front of, literally in front of the upper 90 of the goal. It's going in whether you like it or not.
That's hard to defend, right? You can't blame anybody for having a hard time defending that one. But now what you got to think about is how are you scoring this next goal against Harrisburg, who can now focus purely on defense if they so choose. But they are choosing, nah, we ain't about that life. It's aggression, ruthless, if you can call it that. They're trying to get in there and get into that post. Keep Pennsylvania Western off. Keep them a little bit shooken. Keep it going. Nets just carrying the ball, dribbling it across the field. Pennsylvania Western, you got one last chance. Start trying to keep it up into the air, but it's going the wrong way. Nets gets the demo. They throw it down into the middle of the field, and the ball ends where it started. Harrisburg University, a contested game 3, but a game 3 that goes their way nonetheless.
Yeah, that was spicy. I'm not gonna lie, but honestly, I have a newfound respect for Pennsylvania, to be completely honest, because going into this one, I really wasn't sure what to expect. Again, I've seen the Storm play. I knew the players that were on the Storm. Like, I recognize them. They're very talented. But the thing that I really loved about Pennsylvania watching them play is that they literally improved every single game. They just kept getting better and better as the games went on. And you know what? We literally got to see this time improve in real time. And to me, that takes a talent to not just make corrections and adaptations, but to do it in the middle of a series, to acknowledge some mistakes you made, correct them, and then come back into the next round stronger. I love when I see that from teams, especially here at the Unified Collegiate League. And you know what? I got some newfound hope for Pennsylvania. I'm going to be watching them throughout the season as they continue on, because again, I got a lot more respect for them now.
It's only week 2. So you know what? They got plenty of time to make that come around happen. But on the flip side of things, let's go ahead and take a moment. Since Rocket League is done for us here on the night, let's take a moment to look at the schedule. As you can see, we were talking about it at the top of the broadcast. There are games happening throughout the entire week. Overwatch 2 played on Monday. Tuesday, we play some car soccer. Wednesday, it's all about, who's your favorite legend. There's a league full of them. Valorant, you go click, click, boom, click on some heads. And then Friday, it's time for some Fight Night, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on Friday. You can find all of these games that happen at the same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you tune in for each one of those games. If there's anything that interested you, hey, yo, come on by, hang out with us. Some of us are here on some of the other days, right? Cap, I believe you normally cast one of the other days, correct?
Yeah, I do Overwatch. We did Overwatch yesterday, here for some car ball today, and also I'm an emergency sub in case anybody needs it over there for Smash. So, who knows? It depends if anybody needs a fill. I might be somewhere else. Who knows?
Who knows? And, you can always, if you do like my voice, I understand it. Hey, look, I can be pretty soothing at times. I'm also over on the Smash Bros stream, so me and Cap, we holding it down throughout the week, but there's other casters, other talent, and all sorts of talented player out here inside the collegiate scene. So make sure you support your local collegiate team and make sure you give them all the love and care. And what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and take ourselves a short little break. When we come back, we're going to have our interview ready to go with Polar. So make sure you do not touch that browser. Hello, everyone. Welcome on back to the Unified Collegiate League for the 2024 Fall Premier League. I'm Travis C. I'm joined here with Captain Ahsoka, and we got the lad Polar joining us. Polar, let's go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. Let's ask the primary question everybody wants to know. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm feeling good. Feeling ready for our next series too.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of, there's one thing that I wanted to ask you. I mean, y'all came out tonight. You performed incredible. Again, very familiar with the Storm. Been watching you guys play for quite some time. So my question is that with your dominating performance very early on in the season, what team in the Unified Collegiate League, or just in general, do you look forward to playing the most?
I think probably in Collegiate in general. I think we enjoy playing probably Maryville the most right now.
Yeah, and again, Maryville also has a pretty decent squad over there. But there's one thing that I want to know. Over there in Harrisburg University, do you guys have like a LAN center where you can come together and like, you know, play shoulder to shoulder with one another? Like, is that where you get your practicing in? Like, what is the practice regimen like there at Harrisburg?
Yeah. So we do have a facility here, and we pretty much use this like every single day. We have practice every day, apart from usually like 1 or 2 days off. Especially since the CRL season's coming up now, and we have all of these tournaments each week. But yeah, kind of like the usual day. Come down to the facility after classes, sit down, scrim. Sometimes we'll do some VODs. Kind of just go through scrims and things.
Hey, yo, I like it. Well, you know what? We were talking about it on broadcast. Harrisburg is a collegiate team, right? That has multiple teams in different esports, right? I want to ask you the big question, Polar. Rocket League doesn't exist, but you still want to strive to be the very best that like no one ever was when it comes down to esports. Where would people find you at? What would be your next esport if you were not inside of Rocket League?
Without fail, Valorant. Without fail, like it's not even a question. I was already like 2 games off Radiant. I would have touched that game. It would have been me.
But who's the main? Hold on, drop the sauce real quick.
I am a Sova main.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the initiator. You know.
I'm here for it. Well, Polar, I'm very happy to hear it. Congratulations yet again on the win. It's been a pleasure to get to speak with you here, and best of luck for your future games. I'm looking forward to seeing more of you on the stream, and hopefully we get to talk a little bit more in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys.
Anytime. Take care.
All right, bye.
That being said, hey, that was cool. Valorant. I feel like every time I ask that question, Cap, they always say Valorant.
That 100% makes sense. Again, I also love Valorant. I happen to commentate and cast that quite a bit as well. So yeah, no, completely understandable. And really surprised to hear about the Sova main though. That to me was interesting. Don't get me wrong, I still like it, but you know, I think we're in the era of like the Gecko meta. So I've been seeing a lot more Gecko than I have been seeing Sova. But respect to the OG. So
yeah,
right? OG initiator, you gotta pay homage. You know, I respect it, especially with the Sova Odin combo.
Yeah, now you're talking my language. I love it. But you know, with that being said, that was our interview. That was everything with us here on the day. No more Rocket League games for us here on to the stream. Like we were talking about earlier on, we got games going on throughout the entire week. So make sure you go ahead and stay tuned. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. So that way you can get notifications next time Unified Live goes live. And you'll be able to see all the collegiate games that are happening Monday through Friday. Same time, same place. But with that, we're done. We're done here for the night. My name's been Travis C. I've been joined here with Captain Ahsoka. Y'all take care and have a wonderful rest of your night.